One of the things which I feel very strongly when people talk about nationalism is, and people say to me, well, I'm not a nationalist, but, and that's very common on the left, I'm not a nationalist, but, well, a couple of things I want to say about that. If you're not a nationalist, what are you? Fascist? An anarchist? An anarcho-syndicalist? Would you like to replace a nation with a kingdom? Or an empire? Or a theocracy? A nation, for all its strengths and all its weaknesses, is really a wonderful thing. You draw a circle, and you say, I don't care how you got in this circle, don't care who your parents were, where you came from, the colour of your skin. The people inside this circle, we're a community. And the democratic nation state says whoever's inside that circle is an equal part in that society. And I think that is a wonderful, wonderful way to organise the world. There's none better. I'm a proud, small N nationalist. And there's an importance in this debate as well. What we have got is a global system of corporate power, largely backed up by international legal frameworks, the World Trade Organization, International Monetary Fund, EU, OECD, etc., etc., and a whole bunch of trade agreements. And that global power has done everything it can to make sure that we, as people, as humans, have no say, have no option. The rule says that you can do this and you can do this. The Scotch Whisky Association can rip the piss out of this country every time it wants, just by saying, I'll take you to law, I'll take you to court. My God, how many times does an industry utterly predicated on our heritage going to take us to the court to stop us expressing our democratic will? My God, I hate the Scotch Whisky Association. And that's a whisky drinker and a key whisky drinker. We've got this problem of global international legal frameworks. And one of the reasons why, all the way through this campaign, I keep saying to people, don't be ashamed of being a nationalist. Because a nationalist is a way of describing a democratic system, which to my mind is the only democratic option, the only option that we've got for counterbalancing international power. My guess is the 21st century, if it's going to be worth having, is going to be a battle between democracy and global corporate power. And the ability to make global corporate power serve people and not the other way around will be the victory we will win or we will lose. And this victory, I hope, is one which shows something very important. Because I went in the demo, 15,000, 20,000, whatever we're going to use. I went in the demo 2 weekends ago, and I deliberately started at the front. I didn't spend too long with going for India, didn't really feel qualified, but I did stop to see my sister, who's very active. And I worked my way backwards through the National Collective. Oh, I love the National Collective. And back again through some of the local groups. Good friends in Edinburgh, North Leith, Mon Campaign was there and so on. And back a bit further, where I got to the Radical Indie people who I'm involved with. And then I went back a wee bit, and between them and the Greens were the Gaels for Independence, which I would have stayed with because they had the best pipers. But really, I couldn't sing along. they had these chants and they sounded great. I had no idea what it was. I moved my way back to the Greens, but I walked down, and I looked behind me, and there was another pile of people, and I could see, unsurprisingly, the socialists, not that organised, right at the back. And I'd gone to see them because I've got good friends there as well, but at this point enough. And I marched up, and the same thing came up everywhere, over and over again. You know how many people said to me, bloody English? Zero. The number of people to me that said, get them out of our country was absolutely zero. And the number of people that said to me, my God, the chance of a fresh start, the chance of a new direction, the chance to do something different, that was 100%. Every single one of them. And I stood, one of the things that really bothers me, and I think that one day everyone involved will consider themselves cloaked in shame, is some of the strategies that Better Together have been using. I'm all for a contested debate, and I'm a pluralist, and I think it's important. But the way that they have narrated, they've curated a story that this is a nasty campaign, that it's all bile and bitterness, and that you better not join in, and you better not voice an opinion, because if you do, you'll get your head shot off. It's an outright lie. It's an absolute outright lie. Because I've been in town halls like this all over the place. 12 people on a rainy Tuesday, 1,000 people at Radical Indie, and it's not nasty. It's not nasty at all. It's joyous and it's glorious, and I've loved every minute of it. And anyone who didn't understand that should have been in that march as we walked all the way around together. And the suggestion that it was anti-English just sits in my head as if, my God, were any of you there? I was walking down, and at the Greens, I maybe even missed you. The Greens was an old couple, and they'd seen me in the telly, and I said, oh, I thought you'd been there. And he said, you know something? This is the best fun I've had in so long. He said, we've been marching for nearly 50 years. And all that time, this is the first time I had something to march for. And look at the kids. They were And it was very emotional. And I say this without any need to even, it didn't even occur to me to mention, as far as I know, they were English. They had an English accent. I didn't ask them. I didn't point at them. But an English person here. I just assumed it. The woman that runs our local campaign, two of the women that run our local campaign are English. It has got nothing to do with identity. Scotland's identity is fine. And incidentally, I cannot resist saying this. Better together. Oh yes, the Scots are proudly Scottish and British. Proudly Scottish and British. Now I do a lot of stuff with polls, opinion polls, and I have a very, very, very mixed view of opinion polls that can tell you stuff. And I always said, I never believed that. I've never believed it from the get-go, just because I'm 40. I've never met a single person in this country who's described themselves as Scottish and British. Not once. So I was very sceptical about that. But hell, Better Together knows better than I do. And they kept saying that we're all Scottish and British. Right up till the census came out and 62% of Scots said they were Scottish only. Did you see that? 62% of Scots said they were Scottish only. And Better Together said, well, I'm British. And did they make the front page of the Herald? Didn't even make the front page puff in the Herald. When you got to the story, they ran Scotland less religious than everyone else. My God, if one of the key claims of the Yes campaign had proved to be so incredibly fundamentally wrong, I think you would have seen it in the front page. Scotland's identity problem was resolved. We have no issue with that. We are comfortable voting the way we vote. We've got a parliament that's like the parliament we want it. And I'll say this, Labour or SNP, they're both closer to what, in Scottish Labour, for all my frustrations with them just now, they're still closer to what the people of Scotland want than London Labour or the Tories or anything that we've had in Britain. We've had no difficulty in voting for a parliament that we want, and we have no difficulty in being Scottish anymore. This is something else. This is the start of the recognition that we can't go on like this anymore. We can't be stuck in a country which is run for a me-first attitude, which has left us all struggling. This is a movement. And it is. This is the most coherent and most serious movement that Britain has seen challenging the economic orthodoxies that have brought poverty and misery right across Britain.